Why did I do this to myself? And I am so over this book. I don't know if I can do it, my friends. He ends up marrying his sister. Hello, my friends. So this week I am only reading classics, which is a big deal for me, who is a girl that never reads classics. What spurred this on, you may ask? Well, I have had East of Eden on my shelf literally for like 4 years, but I've been too intimidated to pick it up. There's just something about knowing that it's a classic that just gets me. And so I decided after watching this video's like intro to classics or something like that, and realizing that I had actually read a lot of the books that were on that list, like The Portrait of Dorian Gray, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, The Bell Jar, The Yellow Wallpaper. Like, I've actually read quite a few over the years. And I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. And so I decided to pick up East of Eden again. But then I was like, why don't I just turn this into a whole reading challenge and see how many classics I can get through in a week? So that's what we're going to try to do. I have these 5 books. This is the TBR that I'm hoping for. We've got Frankenstein, Rebecca, East of Eden, To the Lighthouse, and Jane Eyre. I'm going to try to read them in this order. I started Frankenstein this morning, and I'm already a little stressed about the time in which it will take to read all of these because the writing, they used a lot of words to say one thing back in the day. The writing is definitely different than it is today, and so I think I underestimated how much time it will take my brain to like click into reading classics, because I literally only read fiction, so like thrillers, horror, romance, romantasy, weird girl lit fic, like, but it's all modern. And so anyway, it's gonna be interesting to see how long it takes my brain to adapt to read like this older style of writing. But so far, I'm really liking Frankenstein. I'm only like 100 pages in. It's only 250 pages, so I think I should be able to finish it today. But the story on its own is really cool. I didn't realize that it kind of started with them going on this exploration up to the North Pole on a ship. So that was like a total surprise. But I'm kind of right where he just created this first creature. And he's like, then he gets like really sick, and his friend like nurses him back to health. And so anyway, we will see where it goes. But this edition is also really pretty. It's definitely a modern edition. It's got like a lot of foiling, and then it has some really cool like end pages. But anyway, let's see how many books I can get through this week. Wish me luck. I'm already nervous. Okay, a reading update. Yesterday I did finish Frankenstein, and I am not gonna lie, I didn't love it. Like, don't come for me, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. Simply the writing, like the story by itself, like the story plot and the characters and everything, I did find super interesting, but the writing was rough. It's just so old and antiquated, and they like kind of talk in circles to say something, and I wasn't vibing. I'm glad that I read it. It is short. I recommend it anyway. Like, even if the reading isn't quick, it was still a great story. It's a classic. Gotta read it at some point, I think. I will say that after I finished that, I jumped straight to Rebecca, and I am having a much better time with that one. It kind of has me hooked from the very beginning. I'm definitely more than halfway through. I thought that it was a thriller for some reason. It isn't. It's actually kind of slow. I would say that the writing, it's really beautiful writing, but she focuses a lot on the environment and the setting, and so it feels almost fluffy, but you also can't stop reading it. And also the other thing is, like, there's really not a ton of plot. Like, there's not a lot happening other than this poor, sweet, young, now second wife to this man. She's like living in his now dead first wife's shadow. Like, everyone around her loved his first wife, Rebecca. And like, they're kind of mean to her. and she just like feels inadequate, and they also keep talking about how young she is and all of this. So it's kind of rough, but for some reason, like I can't put it down. Like I'm flying through it because I can't stop reading it. And so that's interesting to me. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, it was written in 1938, and so the writing is a lot easier to read. Like there's a big difference between Frankenstein and Rebecca. So anyway, I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish it today and then jump to the next book tomorrow. One other thing about Frankenstein, well, two other things. So number one, I always thought that the monster's name was Frankenstein, but it's actually the mad scientist. And then I also was shocked that he ends up marrying his sister, which is crazy. Like I said, everyone should read Frankenstein. I'm really enjoying Rebecca a lot more, though, I will say. So let's get back to reading. Alrighty, reading update. I finished Rebecca, and I actually kind of loved it. It's interesting because I feel like it's a story about a whole lot of nothing. Like they talk and talk and talk. Like there's just, I feel like it could have been like 200 pages shorter, but then you would lose all the atmosphere and like the dreaminess of the writing and all of that. So I get it. I'm still trying to figure out that ending. That was interesting. I'm gonna rate this, I think, 4 stars. I liked it. I liked it way more than Frankenstein, if I'm being honest. So I'm about to start East of Eden. Finally, I've literally had this on my bookshelf for like 4 years. It's just been really intimidating to me. So now that I'm done with Rebecca, I'm gonna crack this puppy open and we'll see how it goes. I've been intimidated by it because it is like one of the most famous classics ever, and it's really thick. I'm curious because Rebecca's a classic, but I had no problem kind of like flying through that. The writing was pretty easy to get through. However, as you guys saw with Frankenstein, it was like the opposite. So I'm not sure which way East of Eden will fall, but let's find out. All right, my reading update. So I am about halfway through East of Eden, and I get it now. Everyone had told me forever, like, don't be intimidated by it. It's actually like a really, not easy read, but like it's not super challenging. Like, it's a very beautiful writing. And I will say that they are correct. I'm really enjoying it. At first I wasn't really sure where it was going, and still now, like, it seems like it's just a web weaved of people's stories, and like, you know, this happened to this guy, this happened to this girl, like, and then as time moves on, you can just see how their stories are woven in together. So it's really beautiful. Some of the things kind of surprised me, like there is a decent amount of prostitution in this book, which I didn't know was such a thing like late 1800s, early 1900s. So just kind of interesting. But yeah, I also think that there's a lot of like religious aspects to this book, and I'm not a very religious person, so some of it's a little bit lost on me, and I will say, in my opinion, those parts are a little bit boring, but it definitely alludes to the whole story. It tracks with like that time and history. But yeah, so far I really like it. It is taking me a while to get through just because it is dense. Like, it's a lot of words on every page, and it's like almost 600 pages. But yeah, I just got to part 3, and we'll see. I'm definitely not going to finish this today, but hopefully tomorrow I'll keep reading. Anyway, that's that. That's the update.
One, two, three, four, five. Come the fuck on!
Reading update. I'm on page 383, and I am so over this book. It's good, but it's just so long. I'm gonna get Birdie to read it and tell me what happens. Oh my god, you guys, I finally finished East of Eden. That felt like an eternity. I've only been reading it for like 3 days, but it felt so long. Like, I don't know what it was, but like in the first 3/4, I was hooked. Like, I was breezing through it. I was really enjoying it. The writing is incredible. But then something happened, like the last fourth of it, I could not wait to be done. Like, I was counting down the pages. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but anyway, overall it was really good. I'm happy that I finally picked it up after 4 years of being on my shelf. But I will also say that now I just so badly want to read just like a silly little rom-com or a thriller. Like, it's a grind at this point. I feel a little cracked by these classics, which I guess that makes it a reading challenge, huh? But overall, this book was really beautiful. I totally get why it's like very well loved. It's a really pretty story. It basically is about like generational trauma and good and evil, kind of nature versus nurture. And yeah, it's a really good book. Happy I read it. Very happy it's over. And I don't know. I feel like people are going to come after me because it's like such a well-beloved book. But yeah, I don't know if I'm meant to be reading classics. Like, I'm respecting them, and I do kind of like them, but I'm not getting that 5-star feeling, you know? So anyway, book number 4 of this lovely challenge is To the Lighthouse. I want nothing more than to not pick up this book right now, if I'm being honest. It's really short, but I have heard that it's a little dense. I haven't read any Virginia Woolf yet, so this will be my first. So we'll see how it goes. Honestly, just thinking about how I have Jane Eyre after this book, my 5th book. I don't know if I can do it, my friends. we're gonna try. But like I said, I just want something different so bad. But we're sticking to the plan. We're gonna stick to the plan. So anyway, I'm gonna pop open this next book and get going on book number 4. Why did I do this to myself? Do I look like Roy Gilmore yet? I think I'm losing my mind. I'm reading the words, but the words are not comprehending. Okay, reading update. I finished To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I will say, I'll be honest, I skimmed a lot of it because I did not enjoy this writing. I know that it's beautiful writing, everyone raves about it. I know it's also not like plot driven, it's very much so like about like the characters, but I just didn't love it. I thought that it was quite boring. I will say I loved that it was set in Isles of Skye, but other than that, not my fave. I really don't have much to say. It was fine. And on that note, it's also really windy out here, sorry. I have one more book that I am planning on reading, and that is Jane Eyre, which is a brick. Why I did this to myself, I do not know. But I have heard that this actually goes by pretty quickly. It's supposedly like very gothic, and it's from, I guess, Jane's like point of view. I think she was an orphan, and then she became I don't know, some kind of, maybe not royalty, but like someone important. That's what I understand about it. I could be totally wrong. I'm going into this blind. I bought it blind too. I did not know that it was like 500 pages. So anyway, I have today and tomorrow to finish up the week. We will see if I can finish Jane Eyre. It is chunky. Yeah, we'll see what the writing style is like. But we're out here. I'm still giving it my best shot. I'm struggling. This challenge is definitely harder than I expected. We're making it through. We're doing our best. So, much to my surprise, I am actually really enjoying Jane Eyre. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's just because it's like actually telling a story, or I just really connect with Jane. Like, I've liked her character since page 1. So it's actually making it easy to read, which I'm very thankful for, because I thought I was gonna lose it there for a little bit. Like, I was not sure if I was gonna be able to complete this challenge. I don't know what was up with To the Lighthouse, but it was not my vibe. And so I was like, oh no, I still have like a 500-page classic to get through. But I'm actually really liking Jane Eyre. As of right now, I'm like 200 pages in. She just moved into Mr. Rochester's house. So I'm enjoying it. I think I'm hoping that I can finish it tomorrow so that I have like officially done my 5 classics in 1 week challenge. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So far, I'm actually really enjoying it, and I am stoked about it. Okay, spoiler alert, you guys. If you haven't read this book before and you want to be surprised, skip ahead. Oh my God, he just asked her to marry him. Like, out of the blue. They had not talked about their feelings for each other, like, in earnest at all. And then she was, like, super upset because he asked her to, like, go away. And she thought it was because he's getting married to that other girl that he doesn't even really like. And then he was like, no, I want you to be my bride. Jane, will you marry me? And I was just like, oh, so sweet. It was very cute. It's interesting, though, because they're 20 years apart, which is a lot when you're only, like, 18. She might be 19 by now, but that's a big age gap. So, anyway, I'm, like, a little over halfway, and that just happened. So I'm very curious where this story is going to go. Okay, you guys, I just finished Jane Eyre this morning, and turns out this one was actually my favorite one out of all of them. I was kind of surprised by that. I was expecting it, because it's such a brick, to like go by really slowly, but the writing was very smooth and like very bingeable, so I ate it up. Love Sweet Jane. She goes through a lot, and I appreciate that she has a backbone and like stands up for herself. So anyway, I liked this so much that I like went to go look to see other like Charlotte Bronte books, and I actually found out that, well, I was looking at Wuthering Heights and I was like, huh, but it's by Emily Bronte, and I was like, I wonder if they're related. Turns out they're sisters. So I went ahead and ordered that. That's how much I like this book. I'm gonna give classics another go. I'm gonna run through them again really quick, ranking them favorite to least favorite. So obviously, like I said, Jane Eyre came in as a 5-star, the only one in all 5 books, because I actually really enjoyed it. And then next was going to be Daphne. I did really enjoy this one. I just thought that it was going to be a little bit more thrillery. It was pretty slow for a thriller, but I still really enjoyed it. I thought the writing was great. And then next, we got East of Eden. What I'm gonna say about this book is I wish that I would have read it when I wasn't like trying to binge it, because I think I would have appreciated it more. It really is a beautiful story. I did enjoy the characters. I did enjoy the writing, but it's just not a book that is bingeable, and I binged it. So I think that that kind of knocked a star off for me, and that's my fault. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoy it. I understand why everyone raves about this book. Then next, we got Frankenstein. I told you guys I didn't love this book. The writing was just so antiquated to me. I did love the story, but I did not love the writing. And so, yeah, I think everyone should read it. It is interesting, and it definitely like was the beginnings of a bunch of sci-fi horror books, but yeah, not for me. And then last, and definitely least, we got To the Lighthouse. I don't know. I just really didn't enjoy this at all, but I'm not going to harp on it because I know apparently it's like a great book. Next, I'm going to talk about a couple of themes that I noticed. Number one was incest. There was a lot of like cousin affair / trying to marry the cousin / marrying your sister. So that was interesting. A lot of them had a lot of heavy like religious ties and a lot of like conversation about religion. And ironically, there was also like a lot of racism and sexism, which is not shocking at all for those days and age. And then also there's a decent amount of opium use, just casual opium use, which nowadays is not a great thing. And then also there was a lot of prostitution, specifically in East of Eden. But yeah, I'm happy that I read all of them. That was actually a lot harder than I expected. I thought, because I read a lot, like, I mean, 5 books in like 7.5 days isn't crazy for me, but the amount of mental fortitude it took to get through them, it surprised me. I almost lost it at To the Lighthouse. I wasn't doing so good then. So now that I've read all of these, I went to go pick up some books that I'm excited to read from the King's English this morning. They're basically the antithesis of classics. There are 2 new releases. The Last Time We Drowned is by Saratoga Schaefer, and they are the authors of Tradwife that I read earlier this year that I really loved. And then we have Valley of the Moms. I've never heard of this author. Hannah Selinger. They described this though as like Stepford Wives meets Big Little Lies, and I love both of those, so it looks super fun and it looks super summery. So does this one. So anyway, I'm gonna dive into these instead. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed watching me struggle through all of these classics. I surprised myself. I really wasn't expecting to enjoy it, to be honest, but yeah, I did. I get it. I will probably read some more classics in the coming of times, but I don't think I will ever do that to myself again, like try to read them back to back to back. That was a lot. Don't recommend. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't be afraid of classics is kind of my takeaway. Even if you don't read classics, give them a go. They might shock you. All right, thanks guys.